Until today, there appeared to be a hidden agreement between auto manufacturers in Africa. They were all non-African and came from the US, Europe, or Japan, like Toyota. But no regional automaker could produce cars and take on these multinational auto behemoths. This was due to the foreign brand's monopoly, not the lack of dependability or poor quality of the local automobiles. Ibrahim Traoré, however, has altered it in Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traoré is producing an electric automobile that is poised to upend the African markets for Tesla, Ford, Volkswagen, and Toyota by introducing the idea of an inexpensive family car built in Africa. Africa will now create the goods it needs rather than supplying raw materials, which is revolutionizing the continent and encouraging self-sufficiency. What was the process by which Burkina Faso produced its electric car? What characteristics does it possess? And how it's making large global vehicle brands in Africa panic? Let's hear the entire narrative in this video. Africa was supposed to fulfill a single purpose in the global automotive sector for many years. This was done in order to supply the raw materials, while Asian and Western automakers flooded the African auto industry. Africa's minerals, from lithium to cobalt, powered global automakers like Tesla, Ford, Volkswagen, and Toyota, but the continent itself continued to rely heavily on pricey imports. No African nation was permitted to contest this system, and no regional automaker could emerge and contend. The industry was biased against Africa, not because the continent lacked resources or talent. However, such system is currently being dismantled, and the man behind it is none other than Burkina Faso's Ibrahim Traoré. No other African country has dared to accomplish what Burkina Faso accomplished under his leadership. Introduce TRAORE, an electric vehicle that is entirely domestically produced. It's more than simply an automobile, either. The worldwide auto sector is feeling the effects of this revolution. The unimaginable has occurred, and Tesla, Ford, Volkswagen, and Toyota are all in a panic. Raw material mining is not all that Burkina Faso does. It is producing the final result. For decades, Japan and the West have feared this moment. However, what is this Burkina Faso-made automobile? The EV brand is named TRAORE, and its models, such as Sahel and Native, are the first to be designed and built entirely in the country. These models were not a government-sponsored publicity hoax, an experiment, or a foreign-controlled initiative masquerading as African advancement. Built by African engineers for African consumers, this was a real, working, road-ready electric car. And for that reason, the multinational auto manufacturers were taken by surprise. The Western attitude to the initial announcement of TRAORE was a mixture of incredulity and disdain. Similar to how Elon Musk made fun of BYD in 2010, BYD is currently dominating Tesla. Since it was assumed that TRAORE would never go into mass production or compete with global brands, critics wrote it off as a symbolic gesture. However, they were mistaken. TRAORE is more than just a vehicle. Instead, it is a mobile industrial revolution. It immediately challenges Western dominance and signifies a seismic shift in the global car industry. The car industry has been rocked by TRAORE for a very straightforward reason. It's more than just an African-made vehicle. It is a vehicle made especially to meet the demands of Africa. TRAORE was designed with the reality of driving in Africa in mind. Unlike Western EVs that have trouble navigating the continent's particular road conditions and infrastructure constraints, TRAORE stands out in the EV industry right away thanks to its 330-kilometer battery range. For African customers, many of whom reside in places with few charging points, this longer range is crucial. Drivers in Africa require cars that can go for days without recharging, in contrast to North America or Europe, where EV infrastructure is widely available. TRAORE is significantly more practical than many electric vehicles developed in the West because of its battery technology, which guarantees uninterrupted long-distance travel. This car's incredibly quick charging speed is what makes it even more revolutionary. One of the main obstacles to EV adoption in Africa is removed by the TRAORE's ability to be fully charged in under 30 minutes. Many electric cars take hours to fully recharge, a problem that Western automakers have long faced. Fast-charging vehicles are not only advantageous, but also essential in Africa, where access to electricity is sometimes limited. It may be utilized for everything from daily commutes to business transportation without interfering with schedules, thanks to ITOUA's rapid charging technology. Tell us if you're enjoying the video before we go any further. In order to view more videos on Black Africa, kindly like the video and subscribe to our channel. Now let's go on. ITOUA's solar-powered charging capabilities is arguably its most innovative feature. The greatest natural advantage of Africa is its abundance of sunlight, which Western EV producers have overlooked. By incorporating solar panels, ITOUA, on the other hand, completely embraces solar technology and enables the vehicle to produce electricity while parked. This lessens reliance on national power systems and lowers charging costs by enabling ITOUA owners to charge their cars off the grid. Especially in areas with poor access to electricity, ITOUA is essentially an energy solution rather than merely a vehicle. In addition to its powertrain, ITOUA has cutting-edge smart features that are competitive with those found in Western cars.